I am very pleased with some of our African leaders, like the Sahel guys, who are beginning to like take drastic measures, like removing their countries from the international criminal courts, because this the selective justice, favoritism, and abuse, and the UN has been spearheading all these European countries to torture Africans. I told you that I've been trying to get in touch with a doctor in Verkwe, where my autistic and intellectually disabled son is serving a life sentence. He was sentenced in Stockholm, moved in Kashuden, and then in 2022 he was sent to Verkwe. So I called on Friday, I called on Monday, then today a lady called me claiming he's a doctor. She said she cannot send me the list of medication Emmanuel is taking and journal, because Emmanuel will be the one to ask. I said, but Emmanuel has autism and intellectual disability, meaning that Emmanuel doesn't behave like a 29-year-old. He said Emmanuel has a trustee. You see how these people have organized kidnapping and trafficking. I said, okay, I'm going to send you a mail, and including the mail of the senior doctor. Let me get the reply that Emmanuel is having a trustee, and so I cannot get Emmanuel's document because the trustee has to give a go ahead. Sweden was kidnapping and trafficking Africans. No, I have a master's degree in social work, specialized in interventions in childhood. I've worked for the past 10 years in Sweden. You don't dare, they cannot dare open, this doctor cannot dare open her mouth to say this shit to a Swedish woman. No, I cannot be a primary caregiver to my son, because my son is a paycheck, he's an African, and they have to use him for their money. I'm going to write that senior doctor, and I want him to put it in black and white, because other African doctors have volunteered to see how Sweden is carrying out the magic to cure Emmanuel's autism. You see how they abuse, they're trying to hide it. I asked the lady, I said, wait a minute, you say this night Emmanuel will be leaving to Sundsvall. When Emmanuel arrives Sundsvall and anything happens to him, there is dead, will you not call me to go and take my son and bury? All right, now that he's alive, that you're making your money, is the state property. You're selling him from one place to the other. He's going to Sundsvall, another African young man on the autism spectrum is replacing him in Verkwe. That's how they do it. And then they went behind my back, I think 5 times to apply for a trustee. They make sure that if you're that primary caregiver, that you will not keep your mouth shut. They have to use the system. That's why I tell Africans that when you don't come out and tell your story, you're silencing and killing other Africans, because you see, these are masters in the game. These are people who have been in this business of kidnapping and trafficking human beings for so long. So please, I will write an email now to this senior doctor, copy this woman, and then I'll bring you guys the part of the letter. Then I'll wait for their reply. If the reply is